Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope all of you are doing well. So, I'm going to be reviewing the Adam Sandler film I Now Pronounce You, Chuck and Larry. So, Kevin James plays Larry. He is a firefighter alongside Adam Sandler, who plays Chuck. And, Larry is trying to get somewhat of a pension for his kids. His wife, he's a widow. His wife had passed, and because he is a firefighter, his life can be put on the line if they're at a job site of some sort, or I wouldn't say job site, but if they're at a site where they have to, you know, control a fire or put it out, and something was to happen, his kids basically would get nothing. Like something in a way of like insurance, life insurance. And he comes up with this scheme by asking Chuck for a favor because he did save Chuck's life in some way. And Chuck's kind of skeptical, but then decides, you know what, we could have fun with this. And that's pretty much what it is. They have to pretend that they are a gay couple, and um, throughout this process of trying to convince everybody from friends to family to their co-workers, which just so happens to be that their chief is played by Dan Aykroyd, who's fantastic. Vic Rames has an appearance in this, who's fantastic as well. And in the process, he meets Jessica Biel's character and starts to have feelings. But at the same time, you also get to see how much of appreciation they have for the LGBTQ community, as they're trying to pretend and kind of fool everybody, and they see the hate that this community gets. They start to realize a little bit more what's going on, but then things start to really go south. And yeah, I'm not going to give away too much, but it's a fun and entertaining film. The chemistry between Sandler and James have always been there. It's surprising that they never did like other like buddy type films like this. I mean, in some way, but it's not like them two. I mean, you can say they have the chemistry in the grown-up films, but it's not just them two. It's, David Spade, it's Chris Rock. So for just them two, the chemistry definitely works. I like it. I guess in a way you can say as well Pixels, but again, there's more people added to this group. It's not just them two. It's not like this dynamic duo of some sort. Of course, it's a Sandler film, so you're gonna get all the cameos from some of the guys that he has worked with. Great example is Rob Schneider. He probably has one of my favorite characters in this movie, and it's just absolutely hilarious. Nick Swartzen has an appearance in this, and all in all, just the cast alone is great. I mean, the fact that you have Dan Aykroyd and Vic Rames in this, just alone, I think is pretty cool. And he tends to work with some really great actors and actresses. So having Jessica Biel in this film, I thought was a great addition, and I feel like she does really well. The chemistry between her and Sandler, I think, works, especially considering that, Sandler's wife is very attractive. I don't know how Sandler does it, getting like the most gorgeous and the most outgoing personalities when it comes to these actresses. At times it's not very believable, but then again, it is in some way. So, to get Jessica Biel to play that love interest, I thought was really good. And of course, you get the classic Sandler's real life wife cameo. I mean, this was, well, I believe they met during the filming of Big Daddy. She was the bartender. And then after that, she would continue on. They got married and they had two kids. So yeah, I mean, I don't mind having her in these movies. It's kind of like interesting because nobody complains about her showing up in Sandler's movies, but then when Sharon Moon Zombie does, people complain, but I think a lot has to do with the fact that they believe, she can't act, uh, where Sandler's wife, she can act, even though she's got like small appearances and she's not playing like a major role, which, if I'm going to be honest, I would like to see that just once from Sandler. Just once. But there are also some great moments in this film, like with the character of Chuck hooking up with the house cleaner or the nanny of some sort that Larry hires to take care of the kids while he's gone. Yeah, just it's a fun one. Not one I hear people talk about very often when it comes to Sandler's films. So I feel like it is a underrated movie of some sort, a forgotten one. But I've always enjoyed it. I did get the opportunity to see this in theaters way back when it was released and had a good time with it. Looking back at a lot of these, you know, early to like mid, slightly late 2000 films, they just don't make them anymore. I feel like comedy alone has really hit a stump, or I don't know what you would call it, but it just, they've hit a curb and, kind of have stand in time. To be honest with you, I don't remember a good comedy ever coming out in quite a while. I think they need to go back and look at the formula of like the spoof films and just a lot of these comedies in general, and kind of you know revamp things in some way. I think Scary Movie 6, do not quote me on this, but I feel like Scary Movie 6 is not only going to revamp the comedy genre, it's going to revamp the spoof genre. I can guarantee it. And from what it sounds like, it looks like they're going all out for this return, for the sixth installment. I mean, we got the Wayans brothers coming back. Regina, I think it was announced that Regina Hall and man, what is her name? Like, I can't remember her name now. Oh man, that's awful. Um, the lead actress throughout the franchise, she was married to Chris Pratt, and here I am with Anna Faris. Man, there we go. Yeah, she's returning. And then I think there was rumors about the actor from the second movie. He's well known for playing Francis, the older brother, in Malcolm in the Middle. Apparently, there's rumors of him returning. I would like to see a lot of people return. I'd like to see cameos of characters from the previous films, just a little nod here and there, like the actor who plays the butler, or Tim Curry, or just anybody that just can just have a little brief cameo, maybe flashback scenes. But I'm curious on what they're gonna do. I mean, since the second movie, where the Raines brothers were in the film, because they were not in the third, and moving on to the franchise, I would like to see a lot of the actors have these just little small appearances, have those flashback scenes, um, have new additions. We'll see. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll get Jim Carrey to make a cameo, and J Lo. Let's bring that in living color. Let's have a lot of those actors, show up. But anyways, I don't want to get off topic too much. But yeah, I Pronounce You Chuck and Larry is a fun one. And when did this come out? 2007. So I would say this probably came out in 2006 in theaters, and then probably in 2007 it was released on DVD. It does have a Blu-ray. There is no 4K. I feel like this movie doesn't really necessarily need a 4K. But you guys remember the days of, movies getting released a year after its theatrical release? Like, back in the days of VHS, I remember like Independence Day coming out, and then had to wait a full year for that movie to come out on home video, the good old days. But now it's like movies hit theater, and then like 3 months later they're digital, and then like a month later or 2 months later they're available on home video. something like that. So it's interesting to see um, how much things have changed when it comes to the releases of films. Sometimes it's good, sometimes not so much. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in to my review and my thoughts on I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. If you've seen this movie, I would love to hear what your opinion is. So definitely comment down below. What is your favorite Adam Sandler film? I would love to hear your guys' opinion on that. I definitely want to start getting all of his movies. I am a fan of a lot of his comedy films, not more of his drama. I think one that's kind of like a cross between drama and comedy that I like is The Cobbler, I believe, where he is someone who repairs shoes, and when he puts them on, he becomes that person. So I think that's a pretty fun one. It's more on the drama base than the comedy, but it does have the comedy, I guess, in a way you can say. But yeah, I definitely want to boost up my Sandler collection. So, but thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content. Definitely give this video a like. It's much appreciated. And guess what, guys? This review is the 300th review on the channel. 300 reviews. 300 movie reviews, that is. Wow. I never would have thought I would reach 300 movie reviews. The journey has been great, and it's not just a combination of film reviews. Well, I guess in a way you could say it is the movie reviews, but it's also part of the Halloween horror because those are films I'm reviewing. But yeah, 300 film reviews. It's been quite a journey. So as of right now, we have hit multiple milestones. We've hit the 300 movie reviews. We have hit the 1,000 uploads to the channel. And, we are on our way to hitting 2,000 subs. So that'll be our next. And then after that, our next I don't know if you guys can hear my stomach's growling. Our next journey, of course, will be hopefully, crossing my fingers, but hopefully we can reach the goal of getting monetized, hitting the first tier of monetization, which is the 3,000 watch hours, the 500 subscribers, and the 3 uploads within the month. That will allow channel members and things like that. So we have 2 more goals to reach: our 2,000 subs and then hitting the monetization. And literally I would have hit all the goals I wanted for the channel, which is awesome. And then of course there's gonna be stuff coming for the end of the year and the beginning of next year. So yeah, so guys, hit that subscribe button. Let's hit the 2,000 subs before the end of the year. That is the goal. And then let's go ahead and increase those watch hours. So just watch an hour's worth of videos, that allows me to get 1 watch hour. So yeah, let's see if we can accomplish those 2 goals. But thank you guys joining me on these journey. Let me rephrase that. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey as I build this channel, talk about movies that I absolutely love, share my opinion on them, chat with you guys about films and things like that. So it's very much appreciated. Once we hit 2,000 subs, we are going to do a giveaway. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But let's go ahead and start at least with the first one being the 2,000 subs, which I think we're like less than 50 away. Excuse me, maybe 55. I think I'm at where am I at? I think I'm at, am I at 1,900 subs or close to 1,900 subs, or am I close to 2,000? I don't know. I'd have to look. Maybe I'm losing track. I do believe I'm at the 1,900 subs. I believe so. I believe I'm currently at 1,946, give or take. I could be wrong on that, but I'll have to look. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not going to edit it out on this video. It is what it is. But yeah, let's go ahead and try to hit 2,000 subs by the end of the year, like I mentioned earlier. That is definitely our goal. Don't want to make this video too long. Don't want to sound like a broken record and repeat things. So thank you guys. I'm Film Talk with Mikey. Until next time, we'll talk films. Have a good one. Take care. Enjoy your morning, your evening, your afternoon, your night. I know that's all twisted around. It is what it is. But depending the time of day or whatever day of the week you're watching this, whether it's a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I hope you guys enjoy your day, and just all in all, just hope you guys enjoy life, and take care, have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.